Well, IQ Capital is an early stage technology investor. We are based in Cambridge, but invest in the UK. We are predominantly a software and telecoms investor, and we have been looking at the Internet of Things for some time. Have made some bets in this space. Some of which are short term, some of which longer term. So I suppose I was asked to kind of give you a little bit of investor perspective on it and what's going on through an investor's mind. I can't possibly speak for all VCs, but I can tell you what our perspective is very briefly on the Internet of Things. It's obviously one of the hottest technology trends right now. People talk a lot about it, there's a lot of excitement, but from our perspective, while hot is good, hype is not good, so how do we distinguish between the two? So what we think about here is, well, let's talk about, let's think about the end user, let's think about the customer demand, let's think about the various uses of the various applications built in the Internet of Things. In that, our criteria are, how strong is the actual customer pain for a particular application? Why is that not possible to do things that they have been done conventionally? Because let's not forget, Internet of Things is a fairly novel concept, and it's not, we have lived until today somehow without it. So not being carried away by the technological innovation per se is generally sort of a good thing. So, is that pain significant for a particular application? What's the actual value at stake? Because a lot of the tech applications are good to haves rather than must haves. Yes, it is great for somebody to come and not have to come and read your electricity meter in person, but how much is the actual value at stake here that we're talking about? Then there's the issue of scale. There's a lot of stuff which is pretty niche, while there's nothing wrong with that per se, from an investor's perspective, if you are investing even a few million in a business, obviously there needs to be scalability in it to make it to the sorts of exits that make sense to take the risks to start with. And the last thing is this need present there today, or is it something that needs an enabling technology to sort of unlock some key components, such as cost, for example, usability of tech, ubiquitous nature of it? Because I'm sure you've talked a lot about various applications today, and we've clearly seen a number of companies presenting with various apps for the technology or technologies that can be enabled by today. But let's not forget that a lot of the things that Internet of Things is currently talked about in the context of, such as smart cities, smart grid, sensing, logistics and transport, applications in agriculture, medicine, personal care. All of that stuff I certainly heard back in 2000 when the operators were talking about 3G deployments, and they were having all these futuristic slides about how it's going to be great to pull out your mobile phone, and all of a sudden all of the things in the world all of a sudden happen, and that never happened so far, or a lot of it hasn't happened. Why has that been the case? So so I guess this is the context, and without going too much into the reasons why we come to that conclusion, we feel in the near term, the killer applications is the sort of term that sort of excites investors, because that's where you feel money can be made within near term. We feel that killer apps in the near term are various industrial, for Internet of Things, are the industrial automation and network in the box enabled applications such as remote internet access, be it an oil field or somebody's home in a rural environment. There's also a lot of things which are niche applications and niche devices which are using existing technology, which can be quite exciting, but there's always a question of scalability there, because, you know, by the very definition that they're niche. So I wouldn't call them killer apps in that respect, because while they're very exciting, there's genuinely not enough scalability, and the global market is somewhat limited. Longer term, we absolutely do believe in the world with billions of devices in the Internet of Things. You know, I think everybody talks about 50 billion devices in 10 years. You know, whether it is 5 or 50 is to be seen, but it's definitely a very large market with all of these applications. But as I mentioned, 3G was supposed to do all of it, and it hasn't. So clearly we need an enabling technology that would drive the price point down, that would make the technology more ubiquitous, so it would actually be available. The coverage issues would be addressed, the quality of service would be addressed, the battery life issues are all there, and while specific things can be done where only one of these factors is an issue for the application, there's a whole range of things that require all of these things to be addressed for a multitude of applications to really become possible. Having said that, I don't think that one needs to wait for this enabling tech to come through, and you know, nobody knows what that enabling tech would look like. But in the short term, you know, there's clearly plenty of investment opportunities in applications which are enabled by, you know, the existing wireless standards. You know, GPRS, Wi-Fi, Zigbee, proprietary microwave, lots of stuff which is already out there, where, you know, very good service platforms are built on that. Both software and hardware, and you know, arguably smaller businesses which are unlikely to scale beyond you know, $100 to $300 million, but nonetheless, you know, still significant value at stake to take opportunity of that. Maybe not always deep innovation, but fundamentally it's still innovation. It's process innovation. Sometimes it's device innovation, and it can be exciting enough. In the midterm, we sort of see, or we are expecting to see and seeing various attempts aimed at addressing some of the limitations of the current technology, current enabling technology. So, be it cost, be it quality of service, power efficiency. That can be resolved in a number of different ways. So there's quite a bit of innovation going on that. I think longer term, we will see a technology emerging that will aim to address all of these issues, and all of a sudden make wireless technology, one wireless technology reasonably ubiquitously used for a variety of Internet of Things applications. And the question is that for a lot of the things which are happening today, is the particular device that, or particular service that is being put in place now, going to benefit from this new technology in the future, or going to be displaced by it? That's that's the key consideration for us when we are considering to back things which are addressing customer need of today. So, you know, what's going to happen in 3 to 5 years' time. So, from our perspective, we've sort of made bets both in the application space for today and you know the longer term technology as well. But yeah, that's how they're gonna.
Okay, thanks, Alex. Excuse me.